So why should you consider using a financial advisor? Let's go back to before that. What point and work to what point do you need to consider a financial advisor? Sadly, due to the level of regulation and mis-selling scandals and all that kind of stuff, conventional financial advice, going to see a financial advisor, is highly, highly regulated and therefore very expensive. In our conventional in the main financial advice business, the Brown Dog business, our minimums to work with somebody are £500,000 in liquid assets. You've got to have got to that point because it's really expensive. The admin and the workload heavy to give that advice means that it has to sit at that kind of level. So what happens to all the people before that? You kind of get left out there in the dark on your own. And for me, that's where the financial education, the soapbox that I get on regularly and that's why I run the Bare Naked Money business, is to do this thing, because it's like anything. You can start small and you can grow, and you can get 2/3 of the way to those steps actually pretty much on your own with some fairly sensible, straight decisions. So there are fantastic apps and platforms you can use. I've got a membership. We talk about a lot of them and which suit you when, and you can get started and you can build this stuff with really simple, basic education to start with. So firstly, go and do that. Then where would you consider financial advice in between? If you're a high earner, if you earn more than 100,000, there's some real tax breaks that work at that point. More than 150,000. There are some really clever tax planning things you can do there as well. If you've built up a varied portfolio in different places and you're up near that kind of number, but you're not quite sure what they are or what's going on, again, there. But it could be a one-off piece. It doesn't have to be a tied in forever. It could be a small here bite-sized chunk. It's mostly tax planning and tax allowances that financial advice actually covers effectively. So 100,000, why 100,000? Because at that point, anything you earn over 100,000, the chunk above, up to 123, you slowly lose your 0% tax band. You effectively pay 50% tax at this point, and then it jumps. Some tiny, tiny clever tax planning tweaks brings that back, and you get that 0% chunk back. So you can effectively claim that zero allowance back just by doing a couple of tiny things. You're probably doing them anyway, but if you don't tick the right box in one place, it doesn't work so well. So there are things, the other one I get asked about quite a lot is inheritance tax. You can reclaim inheritance tax, or you can create investments that attract zero inheritance taxing after a 2-year period. We all know about the 7-year gift rule, that you've got to survive 7 years for something to become tax-free. But there are a couple of other investments that can do it after 2 years. So if for whatever reason you've been diagnosed with something, or you think you've got a really short lifespan, or you just want to protect some stuff but not give it away, there are other clever things you can do at that point. And it's those points that actually conventional financial advice come in. Prior to that, just educate yourself. Educate, read, learn, talk to me. Contact me, talk to me about all those things. Education's a really important piece.